Minister, can I ask you, have you contacted your British counterpart regarding the ownership of Rosslare Europort, and if you can make a statement on it?
I'd like to thank the Deputy for the question. I've not contacted my UK counterpart specifically in relation to the ownership of Rosslare Europort. The Deputy is aware that Rosslare Europort is unique among the state-owned ports, as it is not a commercial company operating under the Harbours Act, but is instead operated as a division of Browne.
The ownership situation around Rosslare Europort is quite complicated. It's quite historical, and effectively the ownership is between the British and Irish governments, with two different operators opening it. I think discussions should be open about seeking to engage with the British government to decouple Fishguard from Rosslare Europort, because the current ownership is significantly inhibiting the development of Rosslare Europort. It must be unique that a rail operator effectively controlling a port, but also within that rail operation how it's being managed. 2.34 million profit was made, for example, in 2015 out of Rosslare Europort, but that money has been funnelled out of the port into Éireann to subsidise other aspects. That money should be retained into Rosslare Europort, the development of the harbour, in particular in light of Brexit. And I'd be interested to know the Minister's thoughts in terms of preparing the likes of Rosslare Europort for Brexit, and in terms of in and around the ownership situation.
Most recent audited financial results from Éireann for 2016 show that Rosslare Europort division made a surplus after tax of almost 2.5 million. That's what they managed to do. Irish ports operate as independent commercial companies, and planning and preparation in the context of Brexit are operational matters for the ports. I'm planning to meet my British counterparts shortly, and I will undertake to Deputy Browne that I'll raise this issue with him. It is, as you say, it's a complicated issue. It's an issue which is historic, and I think it might even have to be resolved eventually if we want to resolve it in a way which suits Deputy Browne. It might have to be resolved in a way which involves simultaneous legislation in both this part of this island and in the UK. So it's as complicated as that, and it shouldn't be that complicated, but unfortunately it is because of the historic nature of it. But I will raise it because I know there are serious matters here and historic matters, and I will raise it. If Chris Grayling is there, I'll raise it with him, but I'll raise it with whoever is at the Commission's meeting in December.
Sir, I think the Minister is correct in that it probably will require legislation in both jurisdictions to resolve it. I think Seamus Brennan, when he was Minister, was actually looking into around that, and you might ask your department officials to look back on the files in terms of that. Rosslare Europort has massive potential, but at the moment 80% of volume by goods going to the continent go over the UK land bridge. If there is a hard Brexit, we are going to have tailbacks in Rosslare Europort, and the port needs to be developed in terms of meeting those demands. But the profits you refer to that were made by CAD are being made by CIE or Éireann down in Rosslare Europort, but they're being funnelled back out of the port. At the very minimum, Irish Rail should be developing a separate company, standalone company, to develop that port so the profits are kept there and to develop the port as in and of itself. Thank you, Minister.